Hello everybody, and welcome to this Friday afternoon safari on the Rietspruit Game Reserve. If you don't know who I am by now, I'm Gareth. Behind the camera is Andrew, and in FC is Victoria. And we are currently driving pretty much along the Sun Sluits. We're gonna make our way up the Sun Sluit all the way, pretty much is my plan, because I did make a promise yesterday on our Zoom drive that I would go to Lowveld of Dam so that I could finish off my dam tour in 3 drives. Yesterday we saw Mamba Dam and Sequoia Dam. So this afternoon we're going to go up to Lowveld of, meaning we've seen them all in the last 3 drives that I've done. And hopefully we bump into some characters of the Rietspruit. We had quite an exciting morning this morning. Woke up to lions roaring, lions in our boma at Hayes, and then we decided we should go and film them really, rather than go for a walk through them. And we heard roaring from south of the Hayes airstrip, and the females of the pride, all 5 of them, turned and ran north, so we kind of knew that there were lions next door, and it was going to be unlikely the females from next door. And Kinky Tail, who was the male lion with the pride yesterday, those of you that were on Zoom at Mamba Dam, ran towards the fence and was roaring, and then he all of a sudden turned around and hightailed it out of there as the 2 dark-maned male lions of next door rocked up on the fence roaring. back. I'm just looking for some tracks in that little technical difficulty period of time that we just had. There are, it looks like some leopard tracks back to where the vehicle is here, but I can't see anything up there, so it might be a male leopard that's come out of the river. We're not too far from the Sunsloot, it's right through here. This is sort of the riverine sections that are on the banks of the Sunsloot here, and there are people. I'm back. Hopefully, for not a lot longer of a period of time now. The marula tree with a funny branch. It almost looked like a dangling leg. I haven't seen these tracks on this road again, but we'll keep checking. We might go back and check the other road that goes back down towards that way now as well. I'm just going to give my story a break. Maybe that's what's causing all the issues from this morning. Everybody watching on the public channel, a warm welcome to you. Hope you have a great drive. And then to all of our beloved pack members, this is not the right time to greet all of you as I'm navigating that funny descent and driving through a riverbed. Still trying to keep an eye out on tracks. Hello to Carol, Becky, Mary, Brian, Bob, Connie, Jan. In drive, it's not so warm. It was blistering sort of around midday, but as you can see, clouds have rolled in and the temperature is dropping quite nicely. You would think that it's been like this all day. I promise you it hasn't. It was so hot around midday. I did a quick little drive into town and I almost melted. It was so hot. I'm just kind of doubling back on myself just to see if there are any tracks on this road for that leopard. It weren't the greatest tracks, but somebody has driven there this morning, maybe even this afternoon. So it could, I think, driven over. But to just wrap I'm not going to mention lions again. Okay, I'm not going to talk about lions because the stream doesn't like lions. I do think it's got something to do with all of these clouds that are coming over the Drakensberg at the moment that are interfering with our network, unfortunately. Oh, look how long this grass is. Taller than the jackal, that's when you know. Got all these grass seeds that are coming off of the inflorescences here and into my face because the grass is so tall. It hits the bumper on the front of the car and just flies into my face. I'm going to be honest with you, we haven't seen an animal this afternoon, Andrew and myself. Not really even a bird to put on camera. We did have a pale chanting goshawk. Is it a pale chanting goshawk? A dark chanting goshawk? Dark chanting goshawk. Pale chanting goshawk I found more in the arid areas in terms of their distribution differences. Very similar looking birds, closely related. But that was when we left camp at about 5 o'clock. So half an hour ago, probably now. Yeah. Okay, here are these rhino tracks again. We did have rhino tracks earlier and we're just wondering where they were going. Insects and things have been walking over it. It's gone back that way. Behind us, I didn't see any there. Those look kind of small to you, those rhino tracks. Some giraffe tracks, the rhino tracks. There's some giraffe tracks.
I think the rhino are a bit back. Rarely have one here.
Okay, we'll carry on. Probably driven over those rhino tracks now. I wonder if they were black rhino. I just looked quickly and there were insect tracks all over the top of them, so they're not fresh. And I wonder if they're black rhinos. They just looked a little bit small to me.
Out of the 2 wild dogs that made the dam, leaving 2 spaces in the lock.
Oh, here are the rhino tracks we had earlier. These are the good ones. I'm just going to do this to see if Andrew can put them on. I'll have a look. Let me get out into a thorn tree here. I wasn't expecting to get out, and now Andrew's prompted me. So we've got a big, this looks like a white rhino bull here. Nice and big. You can see the toe on the front here, the toe on the back, on the side, and the front, walking that way. Rather large. But then on this side, I think this might be black rhino. Yeah, I think it is the black rhino. You can see it's not too fresh. You can see these insects have been walking over the tracks here. I mean, here is the track. There's the toe, there's the front toe, and there's the side toe kind of comes back down here. So it's definitely black rhino. You can see there isn't much of a gap. I kind of stood on this one, unfortunately. There's not much of a gap between the toe there and the toe here. Same thing here, is basically touching. And it's a lot smaller. If you look at the difference between having my hand over that track and having my hand over this track, look at the size difference. And you see there's a bit bigger gap here. These are the ones we saw earlier and we thought we must keep an eye out. Oh, look at the hissing ants coming down the road. That's quite a small group of them. That's pretty cool. A little hunting party. It doesn't actually look like it's a full party. Normally they're a lot bigger than this. The length of the group can be sort of 4 to 5 times bigger than this, what I've seen. But having a quick look, it looks like they are carrying things in their mouth, which suggests that they're coming back. Yeah, it looks like they've got some termites. So they're coming back from a raid. Maybe just a smaller hunting party went out and is coming back from a raid and going back to their den, their bivouac is what it's called. A bivouac. Yeah. I hope I'm saying that right. So black rhino going that way, I think a little bit older, you can see the straight lines of the insects, and then it looks like a big white rhino going up the road. So we'll keep following these. These are way better than those ones. And we had these earlier. It's come through the block from where we first saw the tracks, but we wanted to go a different route, just to go along the sun slope in case we got any cat signs, and we got those leopard tracks, but they haven't come back onto this road, so I don't think it's worth trying to follow up on those. But we'll keep trying to follow these rhino tracks. Sorry, I'm just wanted to go slowly here because this is where the ants were coming towards. There they are, coming through the grass here. You've been swamped, that's nice. You can see I really did park myself into an acacia tree here. Okay, black rhino's on the move, that's exciting. Okay, so he's following this road and going to West, which is the next road across that we're going towards, and we'll see if we can keep his tracks unless he goes off the road. We check around Seskant, still looking in case there's these leopard tracks, but there's honey badger tracks here from last night. I've seen quite a few actually this afternoon. We'll go to the crypt, see if there's anything at the crypt. Continue our journey north towards Lowveld of South Africa. Haven't been there for a while actually. Let me just check. Yeah, Mary, it is. How's that? Eh? It's an amazing thing. Painted Dog TV is 6 years old now. It's amazing watching that little video that we put out this morning, just Brent and Wiem, what they used to get up to in the early days and then what we do these days. It's a little bit different. So it's very exciting. 6 years old, still going, beating the odds, I would say, with a lot of exciting things to come. Ah, nice to put those ants on screen for the first time this season, Mary. It's always nice to see them. See them quite often when we go for Victoria and I kind of do that little walk around by Hace. There's a group there that are always crossing that road, sit and watch them. It's quite exciting. So yeah, just to go through a bit of the schedule, it's obviously coming up, things are changing after today. Today is officially our sort of last drive before it just so happens that the first Sunday of the month is, and looks like some impala. We'll just spend some time here and discuss the plans while I put these animals on screen for you. Looks like there are also rhino tracks coming down Seskant. Yeah, scraping his mouth on the floor there. I'm just going to stop at this sort of bolster in front and we'll see these. There's just one giraffe and a herd of impala. It's pretty cool. Looks like this is the direction that our rhino friend has decided to walk. So this Sunday we do have a drive, a Sunday afternoon drive. It is the first Sunday of the month, so we will be going live. So don't forget about that. We'll also send you reminders, pack members, and there'll be things on social media just to remind everybody. Also, it's important when we do send out those reminders just to take note of time, because as we move forward, the seasons are changing, our days are shortening, and that time will come earlier and earlier and earlier. I think this Sunday is the normal time, 5:30 to 7:30, but I suspect in March it'll probably be a little earlier, maybe 4:30 to 6:30, but we'll make those judgment calls and give those notices moving forward. And then we will have 3 videos going out a week. I do think that they are scheduled to go out on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays. And those will range in time, length. Some of them might be quite short, especially as we're starting out and finding the feet, and we've still been recording lives. And then we'll sort of build it in. There's going to be a variety of different sort of styles, and they will change. Won't be set to the same kind of thing. And then every 2 weeks we're going to have a mini documentary, which is going to be 21 minutes, more of a long form kind of video on YouTube. Mini documentary on updates, and the first one that will be released next month is going to be pretty much on the wild dogs and the introduction that's happening on Monday, and just to broadcast that conservation broadcasting that Painted Dog is all about. And then not this Monday, because we have the wild dogs coming onto the reserve and we're going to be busy filming that all day. We don't quite know the timing there. You'll have that Monday chat with one of the team, and that won't be this coming Monday, it will be the following Monday. But again, we'll guide you through what's happening. We'll post socials, we'll send our pack updates in terms of what's happening, and then there's always the possibility that there are Zoom drives that will take place, and we will notify again on that, because we do have some vouchers that are still in circulation that we've sold last year, and we are going to honor those vouchers. So when we get the request to redeem those vouchers and we set a date for that, we'll then notify you as well if you would like to jump on those drives. So that's kind of it all going forward, Mary. I hope that kind of sums it up and everybody understood that, kept up. But don't worry, we will notify you. We will make sure you have time to know. But it is important, Sunday we have a drive. Don't forget that one. And then our videos will start Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. And then the first chat, half an hour chat. It will be a chat. Sometimes we'll do presentations. There'll be a little update. It'll change between the crew. That'll be not this coming Monday, but the following Monday. So those are the important dates for now. And when I say the chat may not be exactly just a sit and chat and whatnot, we might do a little presentation. Like Andrew might go through some of his photos, for example, and I might talk a little bit about my project and give you updates on that. And Victoria, when she goes, might just give you an update of the week and then have a sort of a Q&A, questions, answers, get to know us a little bit better. Maybe by then I would have learned to drive. Okay. I need to stick with my promise of going to Lowveld of South Dam, so that's where we're off to. And I'm hoping that the cheetahs are somewhere around there, and also there is that male lion that was on the fence line. Sorry, I'm just going to...
Along Tortillas, probably between Tortillas and Homestead. So if you went up Homestead, just left once you got to the junction with completed, might hear the from
I don't know what they're talking about. The two wild dogs are at Leopard Dam as well this afternoon. Nice to see a giraffe and some, I was going to say zebra, but there was no zebra there, it was impalas. I really enjoy these tamburti trees coming up on the left-hand side of the road here. There's just this little grouping which is quite cool. Kind of know where you are along Seskunt when you see this sort of grouping here. It's a bit odd, it just sort of stand alone. I know there are more tamburtis deeper into the bush here, but this sort of group of, what is it, sort of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it's like 8, but this is probably one tree, it's probably just multi-stemmed. It all looks pretty multi-stemmed, maybe 2 trees, but they just spread and pop out. They haven't colonized that area like tamburtis do, they just end up really monopolizing areas. They haven't done it there, and I just think this sort of little standalone tower of tamburtis is quite cool. What are those? Oh, those are fresh leopard tracks. My goodness, where are you? Oh. This leopard's walked down the road, changed angle, gone across. The ground on the other side of the road here is so hard. Where did it come from? So it's walked down the road. So you can see actually here. It walked down the road on this side. So it's walked down here, across the road here into this wheel. Then it's walked off up to here. And what I suspect's happened is this leopard's visited this tree, scent marked. I can't smell any scent. And then come back on the road and walked down and then crossed and gone through that thick bush. I'm going to try and see if I can find the softest patch there. I just want to check this tree and see if it's still, I can't smell it, but just to see if there's any kind of droplet, if it's really fresh or if it's dried already, because these tracks are so good. But I can't find any sort of altered color of the leaves or the bark suggesting that it's already sort of dried a bit. But these tracks are so good. How big is it? looks like it's about, yeah, female. Sometimes you see it looks a bit bigger. This one looks a bit bigger. Generally, my index finger is a female leopard track. That's what I've learnt. There's nothing up here because I saw those tracks and stopped. It looked like it came off. Just have a look in this softer sand. It's quite hard on this side. If there are more tracks. Walking around, my mic's definitely rubbing. Looks like there might be tracks here. It's hard to say. They don't look as good as those on the road. That is soft sand, so it's going to preserve tracks a lot better. All I know, it could be lying right here. Can't see any real promising signs on this side of the road because the ground is so hard. Lowveld of Dam feels like it's a very long way away now with the freshness of this track. Just want to check. Yeah, it's far to go across there. Sorry, excuse me.
Station there is one rhino bull mobiling in an easterly direction from Leopard Reservoir.
I found our bull rhino. Let's go see him because we're close. Also, I kind of want to stay in the area of these leopard tracks just because they are so good. There's no like insect tracks. Has any station driven Seskant Patsait this afternoon?
Yeah, Malume, I just came from Seskant South from Hofpad, now just here on Leopard. I'm going to continue down Seskant, going down to the cliff and then making my way out.
Okay, is any station driven just south of the Krip on Seskant Patsait? I'm just trying to find out if anybody's driven here this afternoon because there are like fresh vehicle tracks as well. Copy. There are tracks of a female leopard that goes south on Seskant Patsait, about 200 meters south of the Krip, and then they go east into the block. Keen to respond to the rhino bull around Leopard Reservoir.
Okay, Malume, you're more than welcome. It's just mobiling down and Leila just now from the reservoir.
Let's go see a rhino. Give it a bit of time and then come back up this road just now and then do loops. We've just come off that road. We had the impalas here. I wonder if the leopard just moved off the road because maybe when we came up it heard us, it wanted to lie in the grass a bit. I think it's very worthwhile coming to drive here a little bit later. Drive all these roads around here. Oh. Because those tracks are so fresh. This is that rhino that we've been tracking from there. He's turned around, come down this road, and now he's walked down to the reservoir. So we're going to go catch up with him, and then we're going to come back up here. Woo. Impala. Also, I want to stay close in case impalas start alarm calling or anything like that. You might get lucky. The conditions are perfect for a leopard to be hunting impala. Now you start taking note of where all the prey species that you see are. There's a herd of impala here. If you hear them alarm calling, exactly where to go. Because I don't think this leopard's too far from here. The only thing is, if it's been on a kill and it's pretty well fed and it wants to do a territorial patrol, the way it walked off the road there, across, marked sort of a prominent bush next to the road, back on the road, across the road, you might find that it ignores prey. They are opportunistic, so they'll take all the opportunities that they can, but they might also just sort of, I don't need to eat, I don't need to sort of hunt. I haven't been active for 3 or 4 days in this area, let's go. So we might also come up another road and then do a bit of a loop and see if we get any sign along other roads in this area. Andrew did say, he's like, I ruined his streak that he was on yesterday. We didn't see a leopard on our Zoom drive. He's like, I've got to redeem myself and his leopard streak that he was on, which I think is pretty impressive for anybody that has spent any amount of time on the Rietspruit, 3 days in a row. Pretty good going. And he had the one the day before in the Kruger, 4 days in a row. But 3 on the Rietspruit's good going. There's so many possibilities. Okay, this rhino should be here somewhere. They've just left him. Good afternoon, everybody.
Pretty sure you'll see him. It's just in that opening that grass quite spread there.
North of the road. The south, okay. Yeah. Thank you. Cool. Cheers. Enjoy your afternoon. What's the bet? He's gonna go and find that leopard now. He'll definitely go into that area. Okay, let's try catch up with this rhino. He's also on a territorial patrol by the looks of it. He's covered some serious ground. It's funny, he's done a bit of a big loop because we found his tracks not far from Kudu Krip. Okay, he should be here somewhere. Should be. When they do mark territory, they just vanish if they go off the road. He said the clearing south of the road. This is the sort of best clearing that I know of. How far? There. It's into the bush line. No way to get a vehicle there. That might be where he's going. Want to go on foot?
how about a stream will hold? You could always try.
No, it gets pretty thick in there. Maybe he'll come back onto the road. And it's quite narrow to try and get through that gap to this little wallow. He's been on the road for so long, and when we get close enough to respond, he goes off the road. Yeah, if we had just sort of stuck to following his tracks, we would have found him. But then we probably wouldn't have seen those leopard tracks. So this is where the naughty Ellies keep ripping up the pipe. So we've tried to, management has tried to sort of make it a little harder for them to get to the pipe. And the elephants just keep coming back, and that's why there's quite a mound of sand here now. So this is where they keep ripping the pipe up between the pump, which is to our east from here, and the reservoir, which is to our west, which we've just passed. So that's why it looks a bit funny, but this is the point of why there's no water in the crypts, because that's where the elephants have figured that the pipe isn't that deep. And they've been back there. You can see their tracks on top of that soil. And that whole area has just got flooded because that's where they broke the pipe. So it's
closing down, thank you.
kind of opened it up a little bit. Yeah, we're going to try and see if we get those leopard tracks on the other road now that this rhino is not here. There is one of Kevin's 2 tracks that runs parallel to where we lost those tracks. So I'm going to go up and drive some of these 2 tracks in here near Kudu Crypt and just see if we find more tracks. I'm sure that vehicle that had the rhino just now is driving north on Seskan, and if they find it, then that's great. I will definitely claim first dibs because we called in the tracks and we're quite close. And if it's Kudu Crypt, she's okay with 1 vehicle. But there's no ways I could have followed those tracks on that hard ground into that thick vegetation. So now we just look for other signs as we drive up here. This is where Andrew and I started pretty much, and then we had those, I wonder if, no, those ones looked a bit bigger. The first set that we found when we kept cutting out. So now I wonder if it was a leopard that's done a bit, gone to get water or something, marking territory, do a loop back to a kill. But the tracks looked a bit different in size. The first ones look bigger. Definitely scent marked that bush, the way it walked over the road there. Yeah, I think we'll hang out in this area. We'll just keep doing sort of loops, go to different little sections. Have to give Lowveld of South Dam a skip. Down on it. Because the temptation of trying to find a spotty cat is too high. Would be a really cool way to end off this stint of our live drives. At this stage, you kind of want impalas to start alarm calling. honey badgers. This is where we went right just now, was it? No, we went up there. So let's go on this road. We haven't driven this road. This is where this rhino went earlier. This is where we first saw his track. So he's just done a big loop almost. This is a good road in terms of where we are for that leopard. Those fresh tracks. Just going to drive slowly so we don't upset it if it's on the road, hopefully. Also gives us a chance to look in the grass, although it's so thick. If a leopard decided to duck down into this grass, I don't think there's much hope of trying to see it. Andrew had some luck when it had killed that impala, and I'm pretty sure that impala had been running away from those wild dogs because they were finishing off that kill on Wednesday. So I think what happened is the wild dogs chased the impalas ran past the leopard's like, well, okay, this is easy, dinner's served on a platter, and killed one. And then when Andrew got a bit close, it popped its head up, and that's when Andrew saw those ears, which was a really good spot behind that tree. You can imagine if you'd just been looking off to the right, you wouldn't have seen it behind that bush. So just going to drive slowly here. Stations, there's no longer visual of this white rhino bull on Lemendurian Oos, west of the reservoir. It's gone south, that small open area. Keen to return to the area of those tracks of that female leopard on Seskans Patsate south of the crop. This road is so sandy, it almost feels like, oh. Yeah, but the ground, I just saw the ground on the left here wet. It's like a seep line. That's what I was looking at, but sadly, there's a dead scrub hare here randomly in the middle of the road. It's like in the middle. This is, I know what this is now. See the rhino tracks. Male rhino's come and he's scraped and he's scent marked the sand. That's what that color difference is here. It's a pity about the scrub hare. Just checking if there's any predator tracks, but I think if a predator had come here, it would have picked it up. I thought maybe there was a bit of a seep line here, but this is where rhino's scent marked. Just going to leave that scrub hare. I don't want to pick it up and throw it off the road. We don't really have anything in here. Hey?
You've got your clippers.
My clippers, no, that. It's a bit hectic. I'm sure something will find it tonight. There's no like predator tracks here. I just saw where that rhino had scent marked on the sand. It was a different color. And I thought maybe there's water seeping out here because the grass is so thick, but that's quite cool. It just shows you how close we keep looking at the map here. Yeah, there's a 2-track here, the Seskudu track. Is that the one you're talking about? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Yeah, that's maybe where this one's gone, so we'll see it. It definitely didn't continue walking down the road. It went off the road there. So we're going to drive a little 2-track here, which might get quite challenging actually, even to look for tracks because of how much the grass has grown with all the rain that we had this month and in December. It's super thick, so just go down here. Oh, what are these? These honey badgers were active last night. And there's some zebra tracks here. I'm just looking at all the soft sections of road just to make sure there's no tracks. But we're going to go up this track. This is the one that's parallel to the road that we found those tracks on just now. Hopefully it's one of these 2 tracks that gets driven more frequently because of where it's located and it isn't so thick like some of the other ones we were driving the other night near Pofada Dam. And just drive slowly here, see if we do get any tracks or any other sign. Hopefully the leopard. Just going to check some comments here. It's getting thick. Oh, there, leopard. Here we go. We're just going to sit here for a little bit. Did you get it on camera?
No.
Ah.
It was way too quick. But it was in the road.
Yeah, I was looking to see if it's wet here because this grass is so long. So leopards just ran out in front of us, across the road into the thick stuff on the right hand side. I'm just going to sit here for a little bit. It's quite open there. I wonder if we just try and, because just having a look in that tree. No, nothing. Let's creep forward. If it's kudu crip, she's not too nervous. It's just this branch to go around. I'm just checking the softness of the ground here. I'm just going to change here into low range so we can go really slowly. Try and get another glimpse here. If you see it, just tell me to stop straight away. Was it here or was it slightly further more? This guy. Okay. There's a nice opening that goes down there, that's what I was wondering. We would never have seen tracks. I think it came along here and it's just darted across. Oh, how exciting. There's a bit of like a trail here. Just want to scan. Let's just scan in case it's sitting there looking at us. I'm going to look with binoculars into the base of all these trees and bushes. Could just be sitting behind these bushes. It's so thick, eh? always worth doing a loop. Those tracks were so fresh. I can't believe it was just a glimpse.
Did it once, can do it again.
Yeah, if it keeps going this way, it's going to end up on Kudu-Put middle. And then maybe Seskant Bullput, because that's the kind of direction, that junction that we've just come from. Because that's kind of the direction that the leopard's moving in, it's at an angle through the block that we've just had. How incredible is that? This has been the week of leopards. It really was just a glimpse there. There was no second chance, if you will. Now I'm in thinking mode as to what to do. It's a long way up this road. We might turn around and try and loop around to Kudu-Put middle. That junction that we were at is perfect. It's not a big block. We've got to try and remember that big knobthorn tree. That's the direction it went to. What's the time? The reason I'm saying what the time is just when an animal is more likely to start getting relaxed. Let's just go forward a little bit and then change our angle. Come back down this road. I'm going to go maybe 50 to 100 meters in case it's sort of gone away from us. Maybe we go a little bit further. Then we're going to turn around and come back, and we'll change our angle looking in here. We know exactly where it is, this big knobthorn tree here. And then we'll loop back to that road we just came on, to that junction. And we'll look for these two knobthorn trees. There's another big one which is kind of more in the direction that it came in, to our east here. We'll try and relocate here. There's no road here to look for tracks. And then we'll change our direction, and just if we change our angle that we're looking into all this stuff, you might see it moving if we go another 100 meters. It's actually not that thick in there. It's thick up here. That side's not thick. But it ran away. Stop a little tree in the road. And I was looking if it was wet. Just darted away. Just see if there's a bit of a softer patch of sand here. If there's any tracks, if it was walking down the road. Doesn't look like it. I think it's cut through the bush. Where we first saw it was kind of in a direction that way. Just going to keep scanning. Try and put it back on camera. Fortunately for us, our days are getting shorter, so it's going to get darker earlier, and hopefully, if we just stay in this tight area, the spotlight will get a look later. It wouldn't surprise me if it's sitting here just watching us. So if we just go a little bit further up the road, turn around and go back, you might see it sort of lifted itself out the grass walking, if it hasn't just sort of darted all the way through. So we'll just turn around here, go back to those roads, have another look. What's everybody doing? How exciting is this? Another leopard in the week.
A station that had the rhinos on Rietspruit track. Can you give me an update? Are you still with them?
Victoria.
Three rhinos. Make your way, I'm pulling out.
Copy.
Victoria has all the pressure for Sunday because then it's a Monday, Wednesday, Friday drive. We've had a leopard.
Yeah, I'm leaving these two dogs who are still just sitting at the dam. They haven't really moved.
What is this road called? Seskudi. Sate or something. What is it? Track. Just Seskudi track. Just north of Seskant Bulpat. Just try and see it. We just put a spotlight here. It's quite dark in there. Just want to use the spotlight in case we get some eye shine. If it's just watching us sitting in this thick stuff. But I think it might have gone quite deep into this block. So we're going to try and keep. Oh, there's a duiker right here. This is where this leopard came. Let's just sit with this duiker a little bit and just see. Yeah. It's not going to work. Let's go around. Becky, you're just asking about it's the duiker again. The duiker ran off that way and then I saw a shape in the gap. Maybe it could have been this leopard that is just trying to stalk this duiker. Let's just sit here a couple of minutes. This duiker's walking straight through here. It's gone into the thick stuff. So there's that tall knobthorn tree there. It went north there where you focused now. But if this leopard is in here, just anchoring down to avoid us, and this duiker walks upon it, you might have something happen. It's just travel is not slowing down in any way whatsoever.
Something just darted across the screen. Something just darted across the screen. I think it was the duiker though.
They're going south.
I'm going to the right.
Okay. Yeah, travel hasn't slowed down in any way, shape or form. And it's always good to book things up while there's still a lot of space. So if you're only looking for 2026, it's always worthwhile just pop in travel@painterdog.tv an email, see what you're looking for and try and get spaces while there are still spaces available for your budget requirements and your lodging. That goes for anybody. If anybody's interested in coming on safari with one of us presenters, guides, or just safari in general, inquire. Send an email to travel@painterdog.tv. Can sort you out. We know some good places in Southern Africa, East Africa, Central Africa. And if you want to travel with us or use us, we can set up anything anywhere. But Becky, send an email. Start planning. You don't want to lose out on a cool destination because there's no space in your travel window. I'm going to go around. I want to go to the main road. It's not far. This leopard continued. We've got to try and hit that tree there. If this branch hadn't been in the road, we probably would have been able to get it on screen. But I was worried that it was wet next to it. I'm just going to move it now actually, so we're going to come back here just now. Yeah, Mary, it's amazing. This week has been incredible, hasn't it, for leopard? And it is, it's a time factor. It's just time as they get more and more used to the vehicles. See, this road is not far, so again, we'll just drive slowly. We'll also look for tracks because we've just driven this road. And maybe to angle the camera more down the road in case it comes across or is on the road, just so that we can get it, because it's coming towards these trees. So yeah, just keep it like that. I'm just going to keep the camera on the road in case we have another fleeting sighting. Yeah. It's going to be off me just in case we get a view so that everybody can see it. I'm also going to start using the spotlight because it's getting dark and this bush is thick. Yo, the grass is so long here. Yeah, I'm just focusing on the road and head in case it's sitting on the road or walking down the road or something like that. That's the tree I think it was coming towards here. Also, you're at a different angle, just watch the road for tracks as well from time to time. I'm struggling detecting. I think this is the game trail it might have been on here. There's no tracks coming out here. Yeah, keep it on the road. I mean, if anything, it's going to be out in front of us, you know. It's getting dark now. It's actually kind of that awkward time when you don't know if you should be using a spotlight or not. And this is when we would hope that a leopard would be more relaxed. Also, we might get eye shine if it's sitting in the grass watching us. We'll just keep driving all these roads and try and get another look.
The world jobs are now mobile. They're heading towards the condominium.
Also unattended now. They're actually on Hyena Road.
Seskudu. Yo, it's so thick here. So thick. Kudu track, north country. leopard went east over that road. I'm just going to continue working the area. Kind of already past the point. So yeah, tough time of night, but day, this fading light kind of works in our benefit for trying to find this cat there. See how long that grass is now, the headlights and where the camera is angled. Okay, we're going to do a bit of a sort of a bigger loop. Also, maybe the animal will relax and come back onto the road, especially if it's doing a bit of a territorial patrol. Maybe it feels like we've left the area and it walks down the road again. And we get a look at it now at night time. We've still got a 5 minutes to drive. So it gives us time to do a loop and come back on this and check for tracks in the areas that are more likely to have this leopard. The time factor is one of the most important factors when it comes to leopards becoming relaxed with vehicles. Sometimes it doesn't matter how hard you work, you just don't see them. And then you start to get these kind of sightings more frequently. And it's not that the leopards don't get seen on the Rietspruit, they do, but it's like that. Now you see like it's Monday, Tuesday. There's been leopard sightings. Oh, it's grass. Andrew needs to go and leave more regularly. Comes back with a little bit of leopard luck. This is where we had those other tracks earlier, around the next bend. This is where we're losing network, so hopefully we don't crazy. That's been twice it's frozen here. Same spot, eh? Down by the sun slit. Oh, hello boy. I'm just gonna get up here. We found a rhino. He's just walking in circles, this boy is. This is the section we kept losing you earlier. And now we lost you again, so it's nice to be back with a rhino. It looks like it's Ringo. He's moving quite a bit. Hello, boy. This has got a good energy that we'll find a leopard. We went to him, we couldn't find him. He's done a bit of a loop, we found him, and now we're going to go and continue looking for our leopard and find her. I think it's a female. Yeah, it is, with those tracks especially. Okay, he's got a thick stuff. Nice to see him again. I think we've seen him 3 times this week as well. Maybe not 3 times. Saw him yesterday. Yesterday he was at Sequoia Dam. Now he's up here. Moving around. He was following Lula and Kalula last night. But now he's on his own. Covering some distance, walking in circles pretty much. Yeah. Gotta hope that we can find this leopard now. This is more like the time that a leopard's going to be relaxed. There's a lot of darkness now. Still quite a bit of light, but it's getting darker every second. And hopefully this individual kind of gets more relaxed as it gets darker. We're in the right areas still. Driving, we had stopped, so you'd think maybe it would have just sat there and watched us, you know. Yeah. Hello everybody. It's this section, the Sun Slit and all the big trees, the riverine section of this river is just meaning we lose connection. So hopefully now that we're getting further away from that little patch, it's better for us. We haven't had any more sign while we've been away, but the junction is coming up and then we're right in the area again. So we're hoping now that it's a lot darker. The odds are so much better. I'm just going to stop here and let's just listen for a bit. Also just show you the silhouette of that mountain with how beautiful the light is, because we can change the exposure slightly to what it is in reality, which is pretty much that. Oh dear, I've been kicked off of the YouTube. Hi Sue, nice to have you joining us. Yeah, see this section that we've been driving along the Sun Slit has done this to us a couple of times. We've driven here before this afternoon, but we are on the search of a leopard that Andrew and I briefly saw as it jumped across the road. And we're hoping now that it's getting a bit darker, things get better in terms of the animal being more relaxed. And then also hello to First School of Life. Thanks for joining. Janine, sorry. Can't hear anything. No alarm calls. Let's go back to where we had seen where we saw it. Check on those roads, check where we saw this leopard. Maybe it's just sitting in the grass, maybe it's been following that duiker that we saw there soon afterwards. And now that we've left, maybe there's some action continuing its pursuit of that duiker. We never really know when it's so fleeting as it was. Victoria has got a lot of pressure for Sunday. She's got to show you her first leopard on the Rietspruit and keep up our streak. Just doing a long sigh in my ear now. Okay. Let's sit at this junction, just check that there are no tracks coming down the... No, it's gone down the road, it's going to Kootie Krip. The tracks are on the road here, everybody. It's walking down the road. I'm going to focus the screen on the road and hopefully it is more confident now. I'm going to drive super slowly. Going down towards Kootie Krip, so hopefully it's at Kootie Krip. It's going to be tough to keep track for track, but we're just going to have to hope it's near the road. Or on the road is even better because of how thick it is, but these tracks on the road are absolutely cat that at the cracks here. Still walking on the road. Come on. Come on, Leopard. Be good. Yeah, there's still leopard tracks here. Walking quickly probably on this road. Getting to Kickoff now, so let's just hope. Okay, walked on the road here. Across to that side of the road here. Are there tracks there? There's no tracks here now. It's gone down into the sun slit down that way. Check this junction carefully and then I think go down towards the river. No, it doesn't look like tracks. I think it might have cut down towards the river here through the block from Seskant, from Kickoff. Come on, girl. Problem is if she gets into the drainage line here and walks down it. Oh. It's really hard here. Okay, I can't see any tracks in the riverbed here. Just check the soft sand here, turn around, go back towards the crib. Maybe this animal's more nervous of the car than you think it is. Wonder if we... It's so tough to track now at night with the light. I'll drive down that road now. It's amazing how this leopard's walking down the roads that we're on, and then kind of as we get close it jumps off the road, and with this thick vegetation at the moment we almost stand no chance if it's off the road, which is unfortunate. Yeah, I feel like my last track was here somewhere.
Thank you, station for closing down.
Yeah, there's the last track I had. Let's go down Leopard and worse and just see. There's no tracks, it's gone off the road there somewhere near the crib. The crib's empty, but let's just check down here. I had tracks on my side of the road and I think they crossed onto the other side. And then went into the bush, but I'll just check here in case I missed something. And you'll come back down to the sun slurt there, where I suspected it would come out. Maybe we're right on top of it and it's just sitting in the grass off to the side of the road there, or gone down into the security of the drainage line where we can't get at the moment because it's too wet. Jesus, the road's hard for tracks, everybody. Oh, it's been a good... I just want to cover ground now for the next 10 minutes and just kind of get lucky with the tracking element. Now it's about being on the right road at the right time. It's like some civet tracks going the other way. But even this driving around, I'm just going to check this road here for tracks, because it's nice and soft, see if there's anything, and then we'll go back towards the Cutie area. Here's this rhino, he came on the road after us. It's one of those days. Ringo gave us a slip just up here by the reservoir, and then he came back on the road after we had driven past him. Kind of similar to what this leopard's doing to us right now. This leopard's going south. It's on a mission in a southerly direction, so I don't think it's worth going that way. There's no tracks here. There's nothing on this bend with this bush. That would be a good one for a leopard to scent mark on. Eh? Yeah. Rather just keep it for the road in case we get it on the road briefly. We're just chatting about the light that focuses on me and where the camera should be. And this leopard's been walking on the roads. I'm just really hoping it's going to be more relaxed now that it's dark, but it didn't appear to be the case. I thought we were going to get lucky there at Kudu Krip, but not the case. Okay, in here, Andrew's shine. It's got eyes, I don't know, it could be something small like a darker, but at the base of that white bush, to the left of the base of the bush that I'm shining on, there's something looking at us from there.
In here?
Yeah, go down from there. Down. Oh, it's just the eyes coming through all that grass. Let me see if I can get it and just confirm what it is. Yeah, it's really low there. It might be something small, looking them. The eyes are too close together now that I'm looking at it. So you see that, I think it's a Dacus, that the white bark tree behind this acacia?
Yeah.
Between the acacia and the white tree, in the grass level there. So there, go in where your cross is. It's in there somewhere. I'll just get an eye shine every now and again. There, you got the eye there, I think. I think it's something small like a darker there. Yeah, it's lifted its head, its ears are darkerish. Oh, so tempting. Just see these eyes close to the ground looking at me. I just thought it's a leopard keeping a low profile there, but it then lifted its head slightly and I could see the bigger ears. Come a little bit further south to the pump just to see if it's given us a slip again and continued down this way. Just kind of rule this out. There's no tracks here, tracks of vervet monkeys. Yeah, vervet monkey tracks from during the day. Nightjar. Kind of running out of ideas, everybody. We're back at Kudu Krip just to keep everybody updated, and this is where I had the last tracks of this leopard. There's nothing on top of my vehicle tracks now. I think it's gone down into the sun slurt, just judging by the last track that I saw. It was it wasn't coming towards the Krip, it was more going down this way. So I'm going to go on to the other side of the sun slurt. We'll have one last sort of bash, go to that crossing we went to just now and just see if there's anything changed there, have a little look around the other side, and hopefully we come lucky. But I think this leopard's evaded us 3 times this afternoon. It does not want to be seen. So I was hoping that maybe if we went down to the pump we'd cut it off, but there's no sign up there either. But this was all good. Us driving around the leopard's kind of getting more used to our presence, and it's part of that process we were chatting about earlier, like time in the habituation. We've had the tracks, we followed it, it's been on the road. Kind of had the hope that we shine the light there and this leopard rocks up. Okay, there's still nothing in there. We'll see if it's crossed through and then gone up to the next road as our kind of last plan. Thick knees up here, some nocturnal birds. Spotted thick knees, quite a few of them. They actually like this bare soil. I'm going to stop and put them on camera quickly if they hang around, which they're not. Spotted thick knee, quite a pretty bird. Look at the size of those eyes, nocturnal species. Spotted thick knees like this big soil types, like this. Often see them in these areas. I think they've got these massive eyebrows that actually kind of act as a bit of a shelf to shade the eyes during the day, which is I find quite interesting. Let me just catch up with all the comments before we continue our search. She did find hyenas, that's pretty cool. Bye, Janine. I'd really love to show you the leopard. I would like to actually get a better look at it, because Andrew and I literally saw it for half a second, I think, as it bounded over the road. See if there's any tracks on this road. It's kind of in a... no. It's just kind of at an angle that the cat was moving in, but not to be. Andrew, any suggestions? Go back and drive like, I don't know, Biodiversity or something. Bosvark. Go back down to the Sunsloot, drive Bosvark in case it's come and crossed over. Yeah, I was just hoping we'd get something around Pump before we go to Leopard, you know, but there was no tracks there. If there were tracks. Okay, everybody, we've turned around. Sorry that you've lost us again there. We're going back down to the Sunsloot, where we had the last tracks. We're just going to drive south on Bosvark. This leopard was moving south quite quickly, so I'm hoping that that's what it's done. It's jumped over the road somewhere and given us a slip, because that's kind of the most directly south track, and that then leads to Rietspruit, which is where Victoria's seen the kudu krip. Well, Victoria didn't see the kudu krip 2-3. She was just behind it in one of the early drives that she did. So that's why I'm thinking we just go and try and do that, because I've had nothing crossing over here. Kind of have the last throw of the dice. We've been on the tail of this leopard all afternoon. It'd be so good to close things off with it, but I think the fact that we've been behind it for so long just suggests that even though it's night time, it doesn't want to show itself. Got attacked by a dung beetle. Okay, back to hello everybody. I think the Sunsloot doesn't want to be on camera this afternoon. keeps giving us issues. Okay, we've crossed through the sun slit, so we should be fine now. We're getting on top of the crest, and we're just going to get onto the road. He's going to give us a spotty cat, but just have to see. Maybe cuts through the block this side and then ends up on this road. That is four-wheel drive. Come on, girl, be good. Stations, I managed to find more tracks of this female leopard on Kudu State, and she went south to Kudu Krip, and then I lost the tracks at Kudu Krip. I've worked the surrounding area, there's no more sign. If I was going on game drive this or tomorrow morning, I would definitely go to check these roads for her tracks. She's on a territorial patrol up and down those roads, marking territory. So I would start coming up this road and then check sort of Leopard Dam north, Eastervark, Dijker, Kudu Krip, Pampat. Those would be great roads to check in the morning. Try and find out where this leopard has gone overnight. I haven't seen any more tracks on this road, so I don't think I'll come this way. I think maybe just stuck to the bush a little bit from Kudu Krip. I do think if the bush had been more thin, as in the dry season, we would have probably stood a better chance of trying to find the leopard when we first got a look at it. Where am I? Haven't driven here for a while. Hey? Going the right way. Yeah, I think it's probably coming down. Either end up going down Leopard Dam North or Bosvark, which we're on now on our way to Bierstip. Yeah, we put in a good effort, everybody. Just check last comments. Yeah, thanks for joining us. It has been an enjoyable afternoon on the tracks of a female leopard. At least the tracks of the rhino provided the rhino at the end there. Ringo showed up. But thanks for joining along, and hopefully we have better luck next time. See you on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.